Good afternoon. My name is Nathan Ollie, and it's my honor to be here as President and CEO of the Fresno Chamber of Commerce. And I'm going to welcome you to the 2017 State of the City Address. And I welcome you on behalf of the 2017 Chair of the Board of Directors of the Chamber of Commerce, Anna Brooks, our board, our volunteers, the staff, and the nearly 1,200 members of our chamber, and the over 77,000 employees that they represent. We thank you very much for coming. This annual event that we've sponsored for more than 3 decades allows the citizens of Fresno to hear firsthand the vision that our new mayor, Lee Brand, has set forth for our community moving forward. And you know, the fun part about being in a job like this is that I'm continually learning new things. For example, just a couple days ago, I learned that I am too tall to use a teleprompter. Or more accurately, I'm too tall to share a teleprompter with Lee Brand. It's the curse of height. You know, the tall folks in the room, you get this. So, you know, Amy and I just had a baby, and I'm sleep deprived, and I thought I can just sit back, relax, and read off a prompter. It's going to be great, but no. So I got to work, I went online, and I found a teleprompter for tall people on Amazon. They have everything. So the trouble is it wasn't available for prime shipping, so it wouldn't have been here in time. But thanks to the mayor and the staff and a few hardworking people in this room, by next year's State of the City, there's going to be a really nice new Amazon distribution center right here in Fresno, and they will have teleprompters for tall people. So anyway, an event like this would not be possible without the support of today's sponsors. Please join me in thanking our presenting sponsors, Chevron, Lions, Fresno State, and Noble Credit Union, formerly known as Fresno County Federal Credit Union. They would, on behalf of all the sponsors, they would like to welcome you to this afternoon's event. So at this time, please join me in welcoming Carrie Bennett. She's the Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer from Noble Credit Union. Carrie?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Nathan and the Chamber, for giving us this opportunity to share with all of you in this room, all of the movers and shakers of our great city, all the new stuff that's happening at Noble Credit Union, formerly Fresno County Federal Credit Union. But let me start off with what's not new at Noble Credit Union. And that would be we are still run by a group of local board of directors. What's not new is that we are still managed by the same amazing management team. And what's not new is the philosophy that runs our organization that has been built up over 76 years here in our valley. What has changed and what is new is just our name. And why Noble? Why Noble Credit Union? It's pretty simple as far as we're concerned. Noble means being honorable, decent, kind, and doing the right thing for each other. And that is who our foundation, our credit union has been for 76 years. And it is our promise and our commitment to be for every year in the future for our valley. We have grown to include, over the 76 years, 8 branch locations from Madera to Selma. We also employ over 220 people, and we honorably get to serve 85,000 people. Many of you in this room, because we've grown to be not only here for the County of Fresno employees as we were founded, we're here to help and partner with businesses and organizations to be able to serve your financial needs as well. So that's really kind of in a nutshell in my 2 minutes. Thank you, Nathan, for telling you guys what is really going on. If a lot of you were hearing, there was a buzz and there were big changes. The changes is just our name. We're still the same great organization we have been for 76 years, and Noble Credit Union is our promise to continue to do that for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. And now if you'll join me in welcoming Carla Musser, the Policy, Government, and Public Affairs Manager of Chevron.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Chevron and our employees in Fresno County, it is an honor to be here today as a sponsor at the State of the City Luncheon. We thank Nathan Ollie and his fabulous staff for bringing this beautiful day to us. Investing in the communities where we operate is very important to Chevron. In addition to having local retailers in the Fresno area, including George Bill, our own Fresno doer, who is here today, and we've actually been operating in Fresno County for over 100 years in our Kalinga field. We've been developing the energy that improves the lives and powers the world forward. We are very proud of the partnerships that we have established throughout the Central Valley, including right here in Fresno. We look forward to expanding our partnerships throughout this region and hope to play an active role in helping Fresno enhance the quality of life for many years to come. Thank you again and I hope you enjoy your today's lunch.
Thanks. Thank you, Carla. And finally, if you'll please join me in welcoming Dr. Joseph Castro, the president of Fresno State.
Thank you, Nathan. Good afternoon, everybody. Fresno State is very pleased to be a co-sponsor of today's State of the City Luncheon. Fresno State serves almost 25,000 students, 90% of whom are from right here in the Central Valley. And we have over 230,000 alumni, including our mayor, Lee Brand, and many others here in the audience. Now, how many of you are Fresno State alumni? Woo! Terrific. The Valley is well known throughout the world for growing food. And at Fresno State, we grow leaders for the Central Valley and beyond. This year, we graduated nearly 6,000 students, a record for us. And 80% of those graduates are going to stay right here in our region and contribute to our economy. They include emerging leaders in agriculture, engineering, business, technology, education, healthcare, and many other fields. Our university provides a quality education at an affordable price for talented students from all backgrounds. And last year, U.S. News & World Report ranked us as the #1 public university in the nation for our graduation rate performance. And Washington Monthly ranked us top 25 in the nation for best value. So the education received by our students is enriched by a strong commitment to service learning. This year, our students, faculty, and staff contributed again over 1 million hours of service to our community. Finally, Fresno State is one of the leading economic drivers of the Central Valley. A recent report found that Fresno State has an economic impact on the Valley that is over $717 million annually. We strongly support Mayor Brand's focus on bringing our city closer together so that everyone has an opportunity to thrive. And we've worked with Mayor Brand and Councilman Cabriolio and many others as an example to improve lighting and public safety in the neighborhoods surrounding Fresno State. We will continue to do all we can to support the mayor and our elected leaders here in Fresno and the long-term success of the Central Valley. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Dr. Castro, and thank you to all of our presenting sponsors. We have a number of other sponsors for this afternoon's event that we'll recognize a little later on in the program. But now, if you will please join me, and please stand and join me in welcoming the members of Boys and Men of Color, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And following the pledge, please remain standing for our national anthem as performed by city employee Jennifer Proctor, and our invocation delivered this afternoon by Pastor Elias Loera, Senior Pastor of Christian Temple in Fresno. Let me get up.
Good afternoon. My name is Marco Sanchez, and we're the Fresno Boys and Men of Color. If you could place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, I thank you for the community leaders that are present here today and the work that they do in serving our community. We appreciate their service and their sacrifice. God, thank you for Mayor Brandt and his can-do spirit that is moving our city forward to becoming the blessed community that you've called it to be. Thank you for the Fresno Police Department, Lord, and the work that they're doing. Protect them and guide them and be with them. Be with all the public servants. And God, let me take time right now to say thank you for the rain that our valley so desperately needed. God, we ask you that you bless this gathering. We ask you that you bless our mayor. And we ask you to bless Fresno. And I ask all of this in the strong name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, here comes the part that makes me nervous. So we want to recognize a few dignitaries and VIPs that are in the audience today. When I call your name, I'd ask that you please stand, and I would ask everyone to hold their applause until the end. There are so many wonderful dignitaries here today, and it makes me nervous because I don't want to leave anybody out. So if I did leave you out, I apologize in advance. Nathan Alonso told me to blame him, but it's really not on him, it's on me. So let's start with Fresno Unified School District trustees, Brooke Ashton, Carol Mills, Claudia Cazares, Elizabeth Johnson Rojas, Cal Johnson, and Christopher de la Cerda. State Center Community College District trustees, Miguel Arias, Richard Caglia, and Fresno City College President Carol Goldsmith is here. And I believe Clovis Community College President Lori Bennett is here as well. From the city of Fresno, of course, we have Mayor Lee Brand, President of the City Council, Clint Olivier, City Council members Paul Capriolio, Oliver Baines, Luis Chavez, Gary Bredefeld, and Steve Brandauer here. Police Chief Jerry Dyer, Fire Chief Kerry Donis. From the county, Supervisors Brian Pacheco, Buddy Mendez, Andreas Borges, and Nathan Magzig. We also have Brandy Orth and Assessor Paul Dictos from the county as well. President of Fresno State, Joe Castro, and his wife Mary are here. Representing Assemblymember Jim Patterson, we have Alicia Gallen. Representing Congressman Jim Costa, Gary Cahill. And in a league of her own, former Mayor Ashley Swearingen is here. So thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. At this time, I would like to now introduce the President of the Fresno City Council, Clint Olivier. Clint represents District 7 and was first elected to the City Council in 2010. In 2014, he was re-elected to serve the residents of Central Fresno for a second term. So please join me in welcoming Council President Clint Olivier.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, politicians, and recovering politicians. On behalf of the Fresno City Council, as Council President, I'm honored to be called upon to introduce the Chief Executive of our city, our Mayor, Lee Brand. Now, this is the second time the duty has fallen to me. In 2012, I had the distinct privilege of introducing our former mayor, Ashley Swearingen, who is with us today. Welcome, Ashley. Now, think back. At that time, our city was fighting for its fiscal life. The weeks and months at City Hall were tough, to say the least, always challenging and sometimes even heartbreaking. With layoffs, reduced services, and budget cuts the order of the day. But somehow we got through. And a major reason we survived was through the efforts of, at the time, Councilmember Lee Brand. Lee was a dynamo in those dark days, providing much light to all of us, working closely with Mayor Swearingen and his fellow council members, putting his own private sector job and personal life on hold, while he worked on creative ways to minimize the pain in Fresno's neighborhoods, while coming up with solutions to bring our city back from the brink. Well, it's a good thing Lee was there, because he did. We are back, and we're all better off because of Lee Brand's efforts on the City Council. But it was during this dark time that I came to realize the special kind of individual Lee Brand is. As Lee Brand became my mentor, and I'm not exactly sure if you want to claim that, Mayor. Just wait until tomorrow's meeting. But in all seriousness, one day in my rookie year, I remember a very contentious vote went against me. I remember it was the last vote of the day or before lunch or something. And when we adjourned, I was so angry, I rushed off the dais and I went to my office and I gently shut the door. Lee knew I was angry, and so he followed me in. And I remember saying to him, Lee, how could they? I have absolutely had it up to here with these council people. And I promise you, I will never forget who voted against me. But Lee saw this as a teachable moment. He said to me, Clint, you have to let it go. Be angry now, but let it go. Because in a couple of hours, you're going to need those same people to help the people in your district. He said, this isn't about you. It's about doing the job you were elected to do. Now, at that time, I couldn't really appreciate the wisdom in what Lee had taught me. But you know what? As time moved on, I realized Lee was right. And as easy as it is to take things personally up there, and maybe even hold a grudge or two, we are sent to City Hall to get things done for the people and for the neighborhoods. This is the most important concept that a new council member can learn. No kidding. And I learned it from Lee Brand. You know, it's also a perfect example of people over politics, balanced budgets over bluster, and city over self. It's called leadership. I'll always be grateful for Lee Brand's advice, that time and on many, many other occasions. This is the kind of thoughtful, optimistic, and visionary man we have as the mayor of our city. We are very fortunate in Fresno. Just stay tuned for the things his administration has in store. And now with that, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you the fourth strong mayor of the city of Fresno, please join me in welcoming my mentor and my friend, Mayor Lee Brand.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy.
Good afternoon. And no, Preston, I'm not going to dance. Before I start, I want to make a few introductions of some special people I invited to this event. I'm going to start with the mayor's staff. And just hold your applause to everybody's been announced. Would the mayor's staff please stand up? Also, with the Mayor's Advisory Board, a great group of people that represents the diversity of Fresno. Would you stand up? And my alma mater, Roosevelt High School, with the Roosevelt High School students, please stand up. Yes, I went to Roosevelt. And finally, with the boys and men of color, would you please stand up? And they were here today earlier. Please give them a big hand. So I'm here to start off with a couple short events, and then I'll come back later for the main speech. But at the State of the City event, we have a tradition that recognizes outstanding leadership in local business or organizations and honor their contributions to our community. I'm pleased to build on that tradition by announcing the first Community Partner Award. This award recognizes outstanding organizations in Fresno that have built relationship not only with the city of Fresno, but also with public and private leaders who are working as partners to build a stronger community. This organization or business serves as a model for collaborating with others. It is my pleasure to announce the 2017 Community Partner Award, and it goes to Dr. Joseph Castro and Fresno State University. Hold on. You're welcome. I'm proud to call Fresno State my alma mater, but even more proud when I witness the positive effect that Dr. Castro has had on the character of the institution as well as the quality of the education. He has shown a willingness to listen as well as lead. This has made our quarterly meetings even more productive. In fact, just 2 days ago, we met and discussed some exciting plans about improving the street lights and the security around the campus. Here are just a few of the many examples of the improved relationship between Fresno State and the city of Fresno. A stronger relationship between the Fresno PD and the University Police. Improved transit service for our students and staff on Route 15 through Cedar and Shaw Avenues. And a variety of maintenance and infrastructure projects on campus. And the city support of the campus point development. And finally, Joseph Castro and myself worked together on trying to bring back the Future Farmers of America, and we're still working on that one. Thank you, Joe. This is what Fresno State is all about. Partnering with the city of Fresno to change the lives, to make our community better. The Community Partner Award also recognizes the importance of leadership that defines both the organization and its employees and a personal vision that inspires others. That's why this new emphasis on volunteer time, Fresno State students donated over 1 million hours in a variety of nonprofits and charities. You have made a tremendous difference in our quality of life, and we are forever grateful, Dr. Castro. Dr. Castro, please come forward and receive your award. Good things are happening in Fresno State. And now it's time to present the Key to the City Award, a special tribute presented by mayors around the world to honor someone for their significant contributions to the city. For Fresno, this annual award goes to an individual who embodies a particular value or characteristic that we want to celebrate in our community. And this year's Key to the City recipient is someone who epitomizes community stewardship. Her vision to improve the services we provide our citizens has created a legacy that will set the bar high for future leaders. I'm proud to present the 2017 Key to the City Award to the former mayor of Fresno and the CEO and president of Central Valley Regional Foundation, Ashley Swearingen. Ashley, come forward. You don't know how much time and how much effort we did to get this key. And thank you, Ginger and others who did a lot of work. You're going to like this. We actually ran out of Key to the Cities. We had to find them, but we went and did a very good search. We got a very nice award, and we have more, at least 8 more to go. So I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back later and have the main speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Brand, and congratulations to Dr. Castro and former Mayor Swearingen on those well-deserved honors. With that, lunch will be served. Please enjoy, and we'll continue the program momentarily. During the meal, I would call your attention to the video screens for recognition of our sponsors and the Chamber's Chairman Circle members, without whom events such as this would not be possible. So we'll see you in a little bit. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying your lunch. How about a nice hand for Jim and the team at Pardini's for the lunch today? Thank you. We'll let everybody take their seats. So this is how it works. You just duck a little bit, and it's fine. Well, without any further ado, the man of the hour, the person you came here to see, I would like to introduce to you once again the 25th mayor of the city of Fresno, the Honorable Lee Brand.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people.
You know, I came in here, I saw all these people came here to hear me, and somebody said, no, this is a designated cooling center, so I'm kind of burst my ego. But I'm telling you really sincerely that when I go to these events like this, I had fundraisers when I have 1,000 people or 500 people that not only come to hear me, but they actually pay money to hear me. It's still overwhelming for me, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your support. Last November, Fresno voters gave me the honor of serving as your mayor. Let me make it clear that I am truly humbled and honored to serve as your mayor. This is a city I grew up in, the city where I raised a family and built a business. This is a city that I love. Fresno is a city who gave me, maybe who I am, a grandson of Italian immigrants who needed a second chance after a troubled childhood on McKenzie Street, who used that opportunity to get a great education, Started a business career that thrived for 40 years and employed hundreds of people. Married a local girl, Trish Anderson. Had 4 children and 4 grandchildren who got to live his dream by serving the people of Fresno as both your council member and as a chief executive. I've been in office for about 170 days now. I'm still getting used to everybody calling me mayor. I said at my inauguration in January that being mayor wouldn't really sink in until I heard my voice greeting passengers at the Fresno airport. And a few weeks later, my wife and I heard it at the airport coming back from the U.S. Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. And Trish turned to me and said, "That doesn't sound like you, Lee." I said, "It's a stunt mayor." There's actually only one person who didn't laugh at that. That was Trish. I know I'm not a great speaker, and you don't want to hear me sing. What I am is simply a humble person who never forgets where he came from, who's been blessed with God-given talents, and who has found his calling. What I lack in singing and public speaking, I make up with content and action. First, let me offer a few words of gratitude to my wife and my family. Thank you for your unwavering support and your love. Thank you again to Council President Clint Olivier for your kind words of introduction and being my colleague and my friend for the past 6 years. I also want to thank my colleagues and my friends on the Fresno City Council, Esmeralda Soria, Steve Brandow, Oliver Baines, Paul Capriolio, Luis Chavez, and Gary Bretterfield. Would you all please stand? It's been a privilege to serve alongside of you both as a council member and as a mayor for the past 8.5 years. Thank you for your willingness to make Fresno a better place to live. Please join me and give another round of applause. I would also like to thank Nathan Ali and the Greater Fresno Area Chamber of Commerce for giving me this platform. I would also like to acknowledge our department directors. It is an honor to serve alongside such dedicated and talented leaders. And I can't forget the more than 3,000 loyal and dedicated employees of the city of Fresno, from our police officers and firefighters, from the call center, and everywhere between. We have great people working to make Fresno a better city. I'm also grateful to have the exceptional group of people at City Hall who've chosen to join my team and provide clarity and competence to complete our mission of finding solutions for the people we serve. I want to take a special moment to recognize a very special person who has graciously agreed to stay an extra 6 to 12 months at the city. We know who we're talking about. City Manager Bruce Rudd is a gold standard for anyone who's ever entered public service. Over the past 41 years, Bruce has worked every role and handled every crisis. Whenever we needed somebody to step up, he led us through tough times. He stepped in. He's been the backbone for the City Hall, and we owe him more than I can possibly express. Bruce, would you please stand up and take thanks from a grateful city? Let's give him a big hand. I'm also proud of our next city manager, Wilma Kwan Schechter. She will officially become the city manager on July 10th. She's a city manager in waiting. She has broken the glass ceiling, becoming the first female city manager in Fresno's history. And if you listen carefully, you can still hear the echo of that glass breaking. Wilma, please take a bow. And finally, to everyone here at the Convention Center watching CMAX Government Channel and Facebook Live, thank you and good afternoon. We're here today to talk about Fresno's present and Fresno's future. In my inauguration, I said, we're all in this together now. The city of Fresno is moving forward as one. We have already made tremendous progress and strides down that long and challenging road. Look how far we've come together in just 6 months. We passed the Rental Housing Improvement Act, which we're now in the early stages of implementation. And this act will improve living conditions for thousands of people in our community with a sensible, reasonable plan of action. We established the Citizens Public Safety Advisory Board, a landmark group representing the full diversity of Fresno that will promote higher standards of service for our police department. We're in the process of hiring a new full-time local Office of Independent Review that will work hand in hand with this new board. And we brought our credit rating from Standard & Poor's from junk bond status 5 years ago to an A+ rating that will save ratepayers and taxpayers over $40 million over 22 years. We announced that Ulta Beauty and Amazon will build their new e-commerce fulfillment centers and bring up to 3,500 jobs to Fresno. And there's more good news to come. Thanks to our great relationship with Fresno and Central Unified Schools, we've opened local high schools pools for recreational use, offering more safe and supervised swimming options to our residents by utilizing existing facilities that are usually idle during the hot summer months. And thanks to the generosity of local business leaders like Lance Cashin and Company, Lyons Magnus, Cagley Environmental, Mid-Valley Disposal, Republic Services, and CH2M Hill, over $35,000 was raised for 700 free swim lessons with a goal that every child who wants to have swim lessons and wants to learn will learn how to swim. No more drownings. And I also want to thank Kaiser Permanente, who every year has given us $30,000 to open up the pools too. Thank you. We launched our new Fax 15 service on Cedar and Shaw Avenues, improving transit operations for Fresno State students and Fresno State staff, and upgraded our evening bus service to extend hours and shorten trip times. And tomorrow, God willing and the council willing, we're going to approve a $1.1 million budget that is sensible, balanced, and provides a roadmap to make Fresno a better, safer, more prosperous place to live, work, and play. Promises made, promises kept. How did we keep our promises? It's simple. It's a word that's the cornerstone of my administration. The word that shapes every conversation, every proposal, every innovation is called collaboration. Since the day I took office as mayor, I have stressed the importance of civic participation and collaboration in our city's future. There's an African proverb that says, if you go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. Collaboration is not a common thing, especially in government. It's unique that we're fortunate to have the right to have the, excuse me, things go too fast. We're fortunate to have the right people in the right place at the right time that are willing to embrace communications and teamwork, people who want to go far instead of going fast. And that's better slowed down. There's a tide of excitement in Fresno right now, built almost entirely around a group of community leaders finally working together in partnership to make Fresno a better city and make things happen. A perfect example of this unprecedented era of collaboration is the special joint meeting between the Fresno City Council and the Fresno County Board of Supervisors that was held a few months ago at City Hall. Pick it up. It was the first such meeting in over a decade discussing such major issues as public safety, animal control, and marijuana regulations. These joint meetings grew out of our monthly ad hoc meetings which were created to develop a shared vision and shared solutions for the benefit of everybody who calls Fresno home. Thank you, Fresno County Board Chair Brian Pacheco, Supervisor Buddy Mendez, and your colleagues and staff for your willingness to listen, to roll up your sleeves, and to work together. The winners are the citizens we serve. Please stand and be recognized and be applauded. County Supervisors. Together, we're building a foundation for success. The state of the city is getting stronger with every passing day, and the world is taking notice, not just because of big retailers like Ulta or Amazon, but also from the underreported stories of local business that made the courageous decision to stay and grow in Fresno. These stories are just as important because they show that the source of our momentum is the passion, talent, and dreams of our people. Last month, I attended an event at JD Food, a leader in the food service industry, celebrating the opening of their $10.5 million expansion project in Southeast Fresno. That included a 65,000 square foot food distribution and processing center that allows them to double their workforce. Mark Ford, the president of JD Foods, took the time during this event to thank the city for its help, saying, "We are grateful for the city of Fresno for their commitment to local business and their unwavering support throughout the development process." Mark, we are the grateful ones. You and your family exemplify what Fresno's greatness is all about. Core values that focus on integrity, compassion, and hard work and customer satisfaction. Please stand and accept our thanks. Let's give a big hand to Mark Ford. There's another family staying put in downtown Fresno after 72 years of selling luxury cars in the same location on Ventura Street. Just 3 weeks ago, Jim Heron and his family announced plans to build a new facility that will more than add a dozen people and triple the square footage of the place they've called home for 72 years. After seeing and experiencing firsthand the explosion of growth and investment in downtown Fresno, they made a conscious decision to stay downtown, and that needs to be recognized. Jim, please stand up so we can say thanks for your commitment to the city of Fresno. And I did own a Jaguar at one time. And Fulton Street is another great story. After a year of construction of adding street lights and trees, moving public art pieces to new location, I'm pleased to announce that the official ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Fulton Street restoration project will take place at the corner of Fulton and Mariposa in a few months. We want the entire city to show and help us. I don't need it anyway. There we go. To help us celebrate this historic event, it's going to be a weekend to remember. And it starts with a parade on Fulton Street with me and former Mayor Ashley Swearingen. And Ashley, I'm driving the car. I want to thank the Downtown Fresno Partnership for being a terrific community partner in the planning efforts for the Fulton Street opening weekend. And thanks to former CEO Aaron Blair and interim CEO Craig Sharton. The Fulton Street project is symbolic of the tremendous effort to build the bridge from downtown Fresno's historic past to its exciting future that looks brighter than ever, thanks to the hard work and vision of people here gathered here today. Downtown has a new energy that is bringing new blood and new ideas to the city of Fresno. Bitwise is blowing the doors off the tech industry, and the Grizzlies are making national news with their innovative marketing ideas. The entrepreneurs at the heart of downtown Fresno's revival have one thing in common. They used a powerful formula for success that combines specific, well-defined and achievable results, and a strategy that provides a proven path to accomplishments. In other words, goal plus plan plus execution equals success. Or you could call it spizzer inctum. No, it's not a medical term. In fact, it means ambition to succeed. And it's the favorite word of Fresno's newest star, our national spelling bee champion, Ananya Vinay. Ananya is here today with her family after a whirlwind TV appearance that included many talk show appearances, ringing the bell on Wall Street, on the New York Exchange, and a limo ride to Oakland to watch her favorite team and my favorite team, the Golden State Warriors, win the NBA championship. Ananya is back home, ready to enjoy the summer before starting school at Granite Ridge. Ananya, will you please stand up and give her another hand of applause? Terrific. I asked her how much she had to study for the spelling bee because English is a terrible language phonetically. She said she spends at least 2 hours every day to memorize thousands of words. I couldn't even get halfway close. Again, thank you, Ananya. We must recognize that the ambition to succeed, we must change the narrative that has defined Fresno for too many years, that includes generational poverty, high unemployment, and high crime. And my vision for Fresno is economic prosperity, improved public safety, improving the quality of life, and uniting our community. And the cornerstone of this vision is economic development. That is why I'm proposing a 10-year plan to prosperity, a plan that will ultimately bring 10,000 new jobs to the city of Fresno by the year 2027. That's the goal, and I've set the bar very high. And the strategy focuses on developing approximately 1,000 acres of industrial property in the reverse triangle between Highway 99 and Highway 41, including building out the infrastructure to make the land shovel-ready. The goal is to make Fresno the e-commerce capital of the West Coast. You can imagine what 10,000 new jobs will do for the city of Fresno. In fact, we estimate that the increased need for retail, service, and other jobs will bring them, with a multiplier effect, will double that number to 20,000. And it's not a pipe dream or some far-fetched fantasy, it's already happening. Just 2 days ago, we joined executives from Amazon at a groundbreaking for their newest e-commerce fulfillment center. Amazon is finally here, and Fresno is on the map for e-commerce. It's a multi-million-dollar project that will build out an 850,000 square foot fulfillment center with the potential of 2,500 jobs. Earlier this year, Ulta Beauty, which is only about a quarter mile away from Amazon, has already started construction on their fulfillment center. That's another 1,000 jobs. You combine that with the potential of the high-speed rail heavy maintenance facility being located in Fresno, and that's 1,500 jobs. And you can see we're looking at 5,000 new jobs right off the bat. We're halfway to our goal. And I'm excited to see where our 10-year plan will take us. The possibility of sustainable single-digit unemployment is finally within our grasp. The city that's been perpetually double-digit, high in poverty, we're changing that narrative. Those 20,000 new jobs also mean an estimated $10 to $20 million per year more in tax revenue by the year 2027. The revenue increase, coupled with the dramatic decreases in the general fund debt service during that same time, will provide the funding necessary to fulfill our commitment to our residents. This is the game changer. and the fulfillment of my vision for Fresno. This will forever change that narrative to community-wide prosperity. And my blueprint for creating those new jobs is the Economic Expansion Act that I wrote last year with the help of former Mayor Ashley Swearingen. This act provides for economic incentives to bring in new business and to expand existing business. It also embraces career technical education that will help us expand and improve our workforce. That means collaboration with local educational leaders. I've already honored Dr. Joseph Castro and Fresno State University for their partnership with the city. But I also want to acknowledge the tremendous efforts by our community colleges to provide the resources and align their educational strategy with Fresno's employment needs. Both Dr. Carol Goldsmith, president of Fresno City College, and Dr. Lori Bennett, president of Clovis Community College, are updating their curriculum and inspiring their students to stretch their life goals to embrace a 21st century education. Their efforts are important to our continued efforts, and thanks to their visionary attitude, our future looks brighter than ever. Give them a hand. Not all of the news in Fresno has been good. Fresno has experienced our fair share of sorrow and heartache. But it's also shown the great resiliency of our citizens. We are not defined by an isolated act of violence. For every day, there are thousands of acts of goodwill and compassion by our residents. We have the power to shape our future in our favor, starting with an increased investment in public safety. This year, we're adding 21 new additional sworn police personnel, increasing the staffing level to 825, the highest level since 2010. We're also expanding the ShotSpotter technology coverage from 6 to 9 square miles. And we know it works, and it probably saved lives on that fateful morning in April. The increased coverage means we can speed up our response times to crucial areas of Fresno and get police officers out to the scene faster. We are fortunate. We have a new funding for a police substation in southeast Fresno, and the good part about it is being paid all cash, no more long-term debt for the general fund. Collaboration and teamwork. Andrew Carnegie once said, "It's the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results." Without collaboration, we could have never accomplished so much in just a few short months. And without collaboration, we cannot hope to face the challenges of the future. In these divided times, one fact remains true. We must work together and focus on solving local problems. I invite you to join me in the spirit of collaboration so that Fresno becomes the beacon of unity and the trailblazer of teamwork where common people attain uncommon results. We are a city that believes every single person deserves a chance to thrive. And when we stand together, there is nothing we cannot achieve. It's like Dr. Martin Luther King once said, "We all may have come here on different ships, but we're all in the same boat right now." I believe in Fresno. I believe in you. I'm asking you to believe in me and my vision for the city of Fresno. Thank you for the privilege of being your mayor. God bless you, and God bless the great city of Fresno.
Hold on to that feeling, street light, people. Don't stop believing. Street light.
Mayor Brand, thank you so much for your stirring remarks. How about one more nice round of applause for the mayor of Fresno, Lee Brand? That concludes this afternoon's program, and I would like to thank you all very much on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce for coming. Once again, I want to extend our appreciation to our sponsors, our presenting sponsors, Chevron, Lions, Fresno State, and Noble Credit Union, formerly Fresno County Federal Credit Union. Our associating sponsors, Caglia Environmental, Fresno Yosemite International Airport, where you will hear the voice of the mayor, and Mid-Valley Disposal, along with Friend of Fresno sponsors CH2M, Fresno Housing Authority, Fresno Clovis Convention and Visitors Bureau, Harris Construction, Precision Civil Engineering, Republic Services, St. Agnes Medical Center, Suncrest Bank, UC Merced, and West Care, California. Thank you all again for coming. Stay cool, and we'll see you all again next year.